and I try to grind out the rust. So yeah. Or for the PCM, me and my father, we made a bracket. It was kind of ghetto, but I like it. I like the design because it's a quick release, whatever the hell you want to call it. You can just take it out, or you can just put it back in. It just works. So, but if I could do it again, I don't know. I wasn't thinking at the time. You can actually just take all the PCM wires and just either just drill a new hole in the firewall, or just just stuff it through the original one, whatever floats your boat. And I would take the PCM and mount it right back here, under the dash, because if it rains or something, you're a lot more susceptible. You guys know what I'm trying to say, to water damage. So yeah, if I had to change that, I would change the PCM location. Yeah. And then while the engine was already out, I repainted the engine bay. It looks nice. I like it. Whatever. It's kind of a shitty job, but I don't give a shit. So, what else? PCM clutch. Accessory drive. I'm not running the power steering pump, the AC compressor, and I think that's it. Yeah. So the AC compressor, you didn't really have to do anything dealing with the accessory drive system, because the LS1s, they actually put it on the track behind it. I don't know if you could see it right there. It's the one more that way, yeah, the little tiny one. So all you have to do is just take out the belt and you're set. But in order to bypass the power steering pump, what you have to do is, the power steering pump was like right here. So you have to get a gator pulley. Part number is also on my thread. What the hell is it? Yeah, there she is. And you have to get a gator pulley and just basically put it in the stock location of one of the smooth idler pulleys. There's a smooth one here before. Now we're putting a 6-rib pulley. And when you do it, I think it's almost impossible. Yeah, it's impossible to see. But you have to shim it with the 1/8 washer when you do it, so lines up, whatever. What else? I'm still getting squeaky noises. I don't know if it's from me shimming it or it's just, I have a shitty belt, whatever. Right now I'm gonna fix that also. I'm running the alternative stock location. People say it rubs. I never really had any problem with it. It just works, whatever. I'm running a 1/0 cable, and it's going around here. It goes over the tranny hump, and then it comes back to the starter post, and everything junctions on the starter post. It's kind of dangerous because it gets really, really hot there, but I did my best to heat wrap everything, so hopefully it holds up. And also while you're down there, try to heat wrap your brake lines. It's just good practice. I kind of forgot, but I only hit the places I could reach. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, and also for the wiring, I forgot this. What do you call it? Basically, what I did is all the wires that came originally out of here, I just cut them off, more or less. I still have all of my lighting, which I wrapped in the braided sleeve in here. It's really nice. I got it from thecableorganizer.com. It's like, I think, 20 cents a foot. It's cheap as hell. Just do it. It looks really nice. What's it going to? You can find all the Datsun. What the hell do you call it? Wiring. The ignition, ACC, start. The start, just use the stock wire from the starter. It used to be, what is it? It just hooked up to that little, through the solenoid, to that little tab. Just use that, hook it up directly to the purple wire. For ignition or ACC, I forgot what, no, all the wires are cut out. Basically, I just tested them with a multimeter, and whichever one turned on in ACC, I used. But make sure when you do that, it also has power when it's in start mode, because when you go in start mode, it'll just be cranking and cranking, but if the computer's off, your engine's never going to turn on. So, yeah. What else? I'm running these. Okay, let's go to fuel. All right, I'm running the stock, fuel rails and stuff. All you have to do is really, before it was flipped. So what happened was this nipple thing was on the other side. which for the F bodies, that's what they were designed for. For us, our fuel lines are on this side, so for easier routing, all you have to do is just run a line and then just, it goes from here. Yeah, I kind of rigged this a lot. I used fuel injection tubing and just fuel injection clamps. Whoops. All right. I just hose clamped the shit out of it, and it holds. It doesn't leak. I drag raced it. It works fine. So whatever. I still carry 2 fire extinguishers just in case. But let me fix this shit. Okay. I mean, I still run 2 fire extinguishers just in case anything happens. But I wouldn't do this if you have the money. Just don't rig it. So yeah. What I did was I just cut off the stock hard line. It used to go up the firewall. No, it didn't. It used to go down the frame rail and go up to the I forgot what you call it. It just went down the frame rail. So all I did was I just bent it back up, and I bent it back down, and then I just hooked it up here. It gives a little bit of flex for the engine to rev. Works fine. It's 3/8 line. Fuel injection. It's like I think $5 or $6 a foot. It's kind of expensive. Whatever. So then I use the stock hard lines all the way back down the car. And then once I go to the back, I'm running the, let me go to night vision again. I'm running the classic Walbro 255 with the Corvette regulator and filter. So let me see if we can see it. All right, so that little thing on the top, that's the Corvette reg. The nipple on the left side is the pressure side, so that goes straight towards your stock hard lines. The one in the center is your return, so that goes back to the return on your tank. In order for me to adapt, okay, let me get to that later. Then everything's fed by Walbro 255 also. But in order to run that with the with the Corvette reg, you have to get barb fittings. Where is it? I don't know, I can't find the pump. Actually, is that? Yeah, I think that's it right there. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, in order to run, no, that's not it. The fuck did it go? I don't know, well, it's there, so what I did was, let me go off my vision. So I ran the tank, just as, generic, fuel filter, fuel injection filter, the Walbro 255, the Corvette reg, and then it went to my stock hard lines, which went to the engine. In order to run the fuel lines from the tank to the pump or whatever, you have to go from, I believe it was 7/16 to 3/8, and if you try to fit the hose over, like, it doesn't really work out too well. So what I did was I went to Home Depot and I got some brass adapter fittings or some shit. I think it was 1/2 inch to 3/8 or something. It's in the thread again. Just check the part numbers. And let me see if I can see it here. Okay. Damn it. Yeah, there she is. So I ran that. It's a little ghetto, whatever. It still works. Yeah. Is that my pump? No, that's not my pump. It's the filter. Yeah, so it goes from the tank to the filter. It goes up to the pump, then through the regulator, and then to the hard lines and to the engine. I mean, it's pretty basic. In order to mount everything, I utilized the stock electric pump mount. And basically, I just cut and drilled the shit out of it until I could clearance everything in. So if I ever have to service my fuel system, all I have to do is unbolt 3 bolts and 2 hose clamps, three hoses, and then everything just drops right out. So it's much easier to service. I mean, it does shake a lot because I really cut a lot of it out, but whatever. Yeah. I believe that's 3/8 line. The big fatty right there, that's 7/16. So you could use carburetor hose or low pressure hose because it's on the low pressure side of the pump. So everything after the high pressure side of the pump needs high pressure hose. So it's because it's high pressure, whatever. Yeah. And for the electrical, I could have ran the wiring to a relay which hooked up to the computer and it all went to there. I got lazy again, so I just ran a switch. Where the hell is the switch? Yeah, there she is. So I just ran a switch and it just runs. I mean, I'm gonna de-ghetto rig it a little bit, make it look much nicer, but in time, whatever. Let's get off night vision. Alright, so that covers fuel. Alright, we have exhaust. The manifolds I used were from also JCI. They have, it's like more or less short tubes. They go down to a 2.5 inch, I guess a collector if you want to call it. It's not even a collector, it's more of a pipe. And you just use hose clamps to, actually I think you could see it. Is that it? I think that's it. No, it's not. Yeah. Actually, yeah, it is. Yeah. If you see that shiny silver thing, that's that's where it goes from the header to the actual exhaust. It's a 2.5 inch system all the way around. It's true duals, if you want to call it, whatever. Everything's hose clamped. I use the Borla 400 by 286. Whatever you guys don't order it from Summer Racing, because they always back order it, and I waited like 3 months for nothing. So just order it straight from Borla, and it makes everyone happy. It's a little bit more expensive though. It's like 220. So, and yeah, the muffler was a 2.5 inch dual 2.5 in, and then dual 2.5 out with the built-in X pipe. So I killed 2 birds with 1 stone running that muffler. Yeah, I got the exhaust pad up at some local shop. It's like $100, so it's pretty good. I like it. It is pretty decently loud when it idles, but it's not unbearable. Because before I was running open headers for like 2 weeks, and that kind of sucked. What else? Yeah. Oh, the muffler is mounted literally like right where you see that cushion for the center console. That's where my muffler would be. It does resonate a lot when you load the engine. Like let's say you're going like 40 miles an hour and you're in 5th gear, and it just resonates a lot. It's really annoying. So in order to alleviate that, just downshift and just go up to a higher RPM. And it's funner for everyone. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I mean, I wrapped the headers. I really don't know how big of a before and after difference was. I wrapped them before I put the engine in. So I just read online that really reduces the underhood temps. So that works. Yeah. The plug wires. If you're gonna run, I think the Sanderson headers, you need the LS2 90-degree headers. I mean, the plug wires. They're like $50, I think. I had the clearance, so I'm not running them. What else? Already clutch, electrical, cooling, fuel. What else? Accessory drive. I don't know. Oh, for the drive shaft, I also got it from JCI. It was already balanced and everything. It bolted right up. You basically have to specify. You have to tell them when you're ordering which kind of drive shaft you need. So you have to go under your car and measure your differential. Not the differential, I'm sorry. You have to measure your drive shaft and see what kind of, actually, I think I have my drive shaft here. Hold on. Yeah, I think she's right there, yeah. Yeah, you have to measure the bolt spacing and how thick that little egg thing is. It's pretty easy. It bolts right up. Can't complain. Right now, since it's a 280Z, I'm running the stock R200, so the differential is fine. You don't really have to do nothing to it. I do need an LSD though. If you want to see I don't know if you can see my tread. You got the tread on that tire. Then you got no tread on that tire. So yeah, I want to run the 300ZX diff swap, whatever the hell you want to call that. I still have to do more research. Yeah. What else? Somebody asked me, I forgot to reply back to them, like how does it affect the stock suspension or steering, whatever the hell you want to call it. It does move the engine back a lot, so I'm going to make the assumption that it pushes all the way back more towards the center, and so you have a lot of space here compared to the stock inline 6, which is huge, whatever. So basically, when I was driving the stock inline 6, I think I have stock suspension, so it sucks on top of these shitty tires. So, I can't really handle for shit. But back when I was driving the stock inline 6, if you took a turn really hard, it was like kind of jittery. I don't know how to describe it. It felt like it was gonna break any time. In the LS1, I could feel like I could push it a little bit harder. I don't know why. I think I'm just, what's the word? I think it's just like a placebo effect or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So. Yeah, I mean the stock weight I think is more or less the same thing because the gap between my rim and my fender is basically the same. So, I mean I'm probably gonna take it to a Porsche dealer or something to try to get a weight on 4 corners, but later.